The wormhole deposited Seble and Steve onto a lush, alien jungle world bathed in soft emerald light. Towering trees with bioluminescent veins pulsed gently, their broad leaves filtering the sunlight into dappled patterns on the forest floor. The air was thick with the scent of exotic flowers and damp earth. At first glance, it seemed almost paradise. Steve scanned the surroundings, rifle ready. No animals, he muttered. Not a single bird, insect, or creature. That's wrong. Seble nodded, her suit sensors sweeping the area. The ecosystem feels off. Too quiet. Before they could investigate further, two figures materialized out of thin air just 10 meters ahead. They were short, no more than 4 feet tall, with skin like rough, earthy potatoes and oversized heads that dominated their small frames. Completely hairless, their large, bulbous craniums gleamed faintly in the filtered light. Round, dark eyes regarded the humans with cold intelligence. They carried no visible weapons, yet an aura of absolute control radiated from them. Steve took a cautious step forward. "We come in peace." "We." His words died in his throat. His legs suddenly moved without his command, carrying him steadily toward the aliens. He tried to stop, muscles straining, but his body ignored every mental command. "Seble, I can't stop walking," he gasped. Seble's eyes widened in horror as the same invisible force took hold of her. Her legs marched forward involuntarily, matching the alien's pace. No matter how hard she fought, her body obeyed the unseen masters. The two potato-headed aliens, the Dinch, turned without a word and began walking deeper into the jungle. Seble and Steve followed helplessly, their movements precise and mechanical, like puppets on invisible strings. The jungle around them remained eerily silent, as if every living thing had already learned to hide from these mind-controlling invaders. The Dinch led them to a hidden entrance concealed by thick vines. A ramp descended into the earth, revealing a vast underground complex. The first and second levels were pristine, clean metallic corridors, glowing panels, and orderly storage rooms. The deeper they went, however, the worse it became. The third level showed signs of neglect. The fourth was filthy, with debris and waste scattered across the floors. By the fifth and final level, the air was thick with the stench of unwashed bodies and despair. At the bottom, the Dinch finally released their mental hold. Seble and Steve stumbled as control of their legs returned. Before they could react, tools were thrust into their hands, primitive but effective digging implements. "Dig," a cold telepathic command echoed in their minds. They resisted at first, but the compulsion was overwhelming. Their bodies moved against their will, joining a line of other captives in excavating new tunnels. Among them was a towering 7-foot-tall humanoid covered in dark, thick fur. Its eyes were dull with exhaustion. Seble reached out with her telepathic ability, gently touching the being's mind. What she found chilled her to the core. Worse still, the Dinch possessed the ability to become invisible through acceleration-induced transparency, a sophisticated manipulation of the Modified Unruh Effect. By carefully balancing acceleration and deceleration, they could make their bodies effectively transparent to certain wavelengths of light and detection, rendering them nearly undetectable. Seble's blood ran cold. Their situation was far more dire than they had realized. At the end of the brutal workday, the captives were herded into filthy holding pens. A single Dinch guard stood watch outside their cell, its potato-like head tilted slightly as it monitored them. Seble focused her mind, reaching out with every ounce of her telepathic strength. She pushed hard, trying to compel the guard to open the cell and set them free. The guard resisted. Its mind was disciplined, fortified. Seble felt a sharp mental backlash, like pushing against an iron wall. She gasped and collapsed, sweat beading on her forehead. Steve knelt beside her. "Seble." She shook her head weakly. "They're strong, stronger than I expected." Outside the pen, the Dinch guard remained motionless, its dark eyes watching them with clinical detachment. The captives settled into uneasy rest, the weight of their enslavement pressing down on them. Above, on the surface, the silent jungle hid its new prisoners. And deep underground, the Dinch continued their endless expansion, one mind-controlled slave at a time.